Hello and welcome back to the channel. My name is Jessica Touche. First of all, Happy New Year. I know for many of us, we're happy to be done with 2020. 2020 was insane. Why not start the new year off with a huge focus on our wellness? So in this video, we're going to be defining wellness and breaking it down into its individual dimensions or components. So by the end of this video, you will be able to as you're making your New Year's resolutions or setting your intentions for 2021 or creating a vision for yourself, you can be looking at it through a lens of your overall health and wellness. You can find areas that either were thrown out of balance from 2020 or just areas in particular where you really want to focus on to get you to a state of optimal well-being and wellness. So what is wellness, right? There are many definitions of wellness. Some people equate wellness to happiness or being stress-free or disease-free. And there's a lot of definitions out there. So, the National Institute of Wellness has definitions, WebMD has a definition, dictionary.com has a definition. I really like the definition provided by the Global Wellness Institute. So let's go ahead and take a look at what they say or how they define wellness. All right, so the Global Wellness Institute defines wellness as the active pursuit of activities, choices, and lifestyles that lead to a state of holistic health. And then it goes on to say that wellness is an individual pursuit. We have self-responsibility for our own choices, behaviors, and lifestyles, but it is also significantly influenced by the physical, social, and cultural environment in which we live. Now, I really like this definition by the Global Wellness Institute. But the key takeaways from this is that wellness is an individual pursuit. So it's not something that is passive. As an individual, we have a self-responsibility to put into place actions, behaviors, and create a lifestyle that is conducive to achieving optimal health and wellness. This definition also gives light to a very important factor regarding an individual's wellness, being social determinants of health, which creates health inequity based on an individual's social, economic, and physical conditions. This creates massive barriers for an individual's ability to attain maximum or optimal health and wellness. It says the goal is to lead to a state of holistic health. That really is indicative that wellness is multidimensional. Now, if you look online, you'll see that wellness can be broken down from dimensions of going anywhere as low as 4 to 12 dimensions. And really, the core of them are all the same. But the more you break them down, the more specific you can get as far as what areas you're really focusing in on. So let's take a look at the 8 dimensions of wellness. Now, the first dimension is the physical wellness. This involves developing a healthy lifestyle. So getting regular physical activity, getting healthy amounts of sleep, and having a healthy diet. This also encompasses preventing and managing illnesses and health conditions. Access and use of healthcare resources greatly influences this dimension of wellness. Our next dimension is social wellness. Now, this involves developing a sense of connection, belonging, and a well-developed support system. It emphasizes the importance of developing connections with people who are trustworthy and places focus on strengthening those relationships. Feeling lonely, disconnected, or isolated can lead to negative mental health outcomes, whereas healthy relationships improve our well-being. Next is our environmental wellness. This area really focuses on our need to maintain safe, pleasant, and stimulating environments. Everything from the condition of your home and community to the weather in your state or country can have an effect on your emotional, social, and spiritual health. Environmental wellness also means having respect and caring for the environment around us. Our next area of focus is occupational wellness. It's achieved by having a fulfilling and enriching occupation. This area can be such a huge stressor for so many. Not being fulfilled in this area can have such an effect on all other areas of our wellness. In this area, we see that it is better to choose a career that is consistent with your personal values, interests, and beliefs than one that is unrewarding to you. Closely related, we have financial wellness. The goal of financial wellness is to achieve satisfaction with your current and future financial situation. Having financial literacy and being responsible with your money are key factors in this area. Struggling with finances can cause a great deal of stress on the individual and the family unit. Not surprisingly, financial insecurity can cause a significant decline in overall quality of life. Next, spiritual wellness makes up a large component of our overall wellness. It recognizes our search for meaning and purpose in life. It's centered on our core beliefs and values. When our actions are not congruent with them, we have feelings of fear, doubt, despair, and disappointment. Core concept: it is better to live each day in a way that is consistent with our values and beliefs than to do otherwise and feel untrue to ourselves. Emotional wellness relies heavily on an individual's ability to cope effectively with the difficulties of life, while also recognizing one's own limitations. It focuses awareness on acceptance of one's feelings. Signs of emotional wellness include good coping mechanisms, resiliency, and good control over one's own feelings and behaviors. To end, we have intellectual wellness. It focuses on exercising the mind, learning new things, and expanding upon our current knowledge and skills. It encourages being a lifelong learner and also sharing your skills and gifts with others. Expressing your creativity and engaging in stimulating mental activities are ways to strengthen your intellectual wellness. And so those are the 8 dimensions of wellness that I personally subscribe to, because I feel like it really breaks down all the components of wellness in a more specific way. And the Global Wellness Institute also has a conversation about how wellness is like a continuum, right? So on one end you have illness. On the other end of that continuum, you have optimal well-being or wellness. So if you're looking at things from the continuum of illness, we have our individuals who are in poor health and they're focused on acting reactively to their conditions or their current health state, right? So they're working closely with physicians and clinicians to help manage their current chronic disease or illness. Whereas on the other end of the continuum, you have optimal well-being. So on that spectrum, you have individuals who are focused on being proactive and preventative, and they're taking steps and making choices and lifestyle changes and behaviors that are in line with preventing illness and optimizing health and enhancing their overall quality of life. The Global Wellness Institute suggests that we are all on that continuum in one way or another, right? And it's not static. We're continuously moving along this continuum. So just because you're on the more illness side of the spectrum, if you have become ill or you have a chronic disease or a medical condition, doesn't mean that you can't be working more towards that optimal state of well-being. So, and again, people in that optimal state of wellness, we're not actively pursuing wellness and creating a lifestyle that is conducive to overall health. We off in certain areas and start moving ourselves down the continuum towards illness. And it just shows how even if you are currently, on your game, you're achieve balance, that life can throw you for a loop like we saw in 2020 with the pandemic and everything that we saw in 2020. And it can knock you out of balance in certain areas. I hope this video was helpful to you, whether you're at the point where you're making New Year's resolutions for the beginning of 2021, or you stumbled upon this video because you're really at a point in your life where you're trying to focus on your health and wellness. I do hope this video helps shed some light on some areas that you could focus on. Until next time, everyone, be well.